Committee is scheduled to meet. Public comment sign up for the council committee meetings will end immediately before meeting begins. Public comment is limited to 8 minutes total. At council committee meetings, and each speaker is allowed up to 2 minutes to speak. All public comment speakers must present proof of Tennessee residency. I did not have anybody sign up today, but wanted to make sure that there wasn't anybody out there who wanted to come up for public comment. All right, seeing none, we'll move into the agenda. I have items 2, 9, and 15 off of consent and everything else on consent. Does anybody have anything else they want to pull? All right, seeing none, we will read the consent agenda. Item number 1, RS 2025-1495, a resolution accepting a strengthening mobility and revolutionizing transportation SMART Stage 2 grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Nashville Department of Transportation Multimodal Infrastructure and to leverage advanced data to deliver multimodal safety, LADDMS, to set the standard for safe operation of corridors for all road users through targeted Vision Zero intervention. Sponsors Toombs, Evans Single, Welch, and Allen. Item number 3, RS 2025-1497, a resolution authorizing RLJ Art Nashville Lessee LLC to construct and install aerial encroachments at 221 2nd Avenue North. Sponsors Cuban, Horton, and Evans Siegel. Item number 4, RS 2025-1498, a resolution authorizing Zuzu Nashville LLC to construct, install, and maintain aerial encroachments at 215 1st Avenue South. Sponsors Cuban, Horton, and Evans Siegel. Item number 5, RS 2025-1499, a resolution authorizing All Night LLC to construct and install an aerial encroachment at 142 Roselle Parks Boulevard. Sponsors Cuban, Horton, and Evans Siegel. Item number 6, RS 2025-1500, a resolution approving contract between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County and the Perkinson Company, Inc. to provide ALMA products, parts, and services for the Department of Water and Sewerage Services. Sponsors Toombs and Evans Siegel. Item number 7, RS 2025-1501, a resolution approving a participation agreement between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, acting by and through the Metropolitan Department of Water and Sewerage Services and Artist Lofts, LP, to provide sanitary sewer service improvements for Artist Lofts' proposed development, as well as other existing properties in the area. Sponsors Gamble, Horton, and Evans Siegel. Item number 8, RS 2025-1502, a resolution authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept new public sanitary sewer main and sanitary sewer manholes for property located at 1609 Nolensville Pike. Sponsors Cortez, Horton, and Evans Siegel. Item number 10, BL 2025-1010, an ordinance authorizing the grant of a temporary construction easement to Autumn Lake Apartments LP on a parcel or property owned by the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County. Sponsors Stiles, Toombs, and Evans Siegel. Item number 11, BL 2025-1012, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to acquire permanent and temporary easements through negotiation, condemnation, and acceptance for Hillwood and Wilsonian WIR project for the 2 properties located at 114 Hillwood Boulevard and Harding Pike, unnumbered. Sponsors Durfel, Gamble, and Evans Siegel. Item number 12, BL 2025-1013, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing public sanitary sewer main, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements, and to accept new public fire hydrant assembly and sanitary sewer manholes for 3 properties located at 450 and 460 James Robertson Parkway and 300 Gay Street. Sponsors Coupon, Gamble, and Evans Siegel. Item number 13, BL 2025-1014, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing public sanitary sewer main, sanitary sewer manhole, and easements, and to accept new public sanitary sewer manhole and easement for 4 properties located at 1726, 1728, 1730, and 1734 Jefferson Street. Sponsors Taylor, Gamble, and Evans Siegel. Item number 14, BL 2025-1015, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing public water mains and easements and to accept new public water and sanitary sewer force mains, fire hydrant assemblies, sanitary sewer manholes, odor control station, and easements for property located at 1053 Tulip Grove Road, also known as Williamson Homestead. Sponsors Evans, Gamble, and Evans Siegel. Item number 16, BL 2025-1017, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to accept new public water and sanitary sewer mains, fire hydrant assemblies, sanitary sewer manholes, and easements for property located at 1501 East Stewart's Lane, also known as Wildflower Phase 2. Sponsors Kimbrough, Gamble, and Evans Siegel. Item 17, BL 2025-1018, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing public sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, fire hydrant assembly, and easements, and to accept new public sanitary sewer mains, sanitary sewer manholes, fire hydrant assembly, and easements for property located at 1107 8th Avenue South. Sponsors Bo Gamble and Evans Siegel. Item 18, an ordinance accepting an 18 is off of consent because it has an amendment, so we'll come back to that. Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve? All right, any discussion on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none. Oh, Councilmember Allen. Oh, sorry. Hold on. It's always backwards.
That's
from
all right.
what
Takes me
happened.
time. Can I pull RS 2025 1495 and 1501 just to ask a question or two?
Item number 14, you said?
1495. RS 2025 1495. I'm sorry.
Okay. Items 1 and 7, thank you.
And RS 2025 1501.
Okay. All right, those have been removed from consent. Anything further? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Any not voting? Okay. Consent agenda passes 7. 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. All right, item number 1, we've already read this one, so we'll go straight to it. Can I get a motion? All right, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Oh, RS 2025-1495.
I apologize. I don't work from the committee. I work from the council agenda. So just had a question on if this is the LiDAR that looks for near misses, which is great. My question is it just at the intersections or is it mid-block? Because oftentimes I see people wandering across very busy streets in the middle of the block because there is no, because it's such a long distance between and with the bus stops are not at the corner. So does it cover mid-block is my question.
That's a great question, and I will turn it over to, I see a representative of NDOT. You go, sir.
Thank you, Chair. Matt Purvis, I'm the council liaison for the department. So the answer is both. So for this project, slightly contrary to the stage 1, which is Clarksville Pike, a relatively short distance, this project consists of I-40 all the way to the county line on Nolensville Pike. So quite a long distance. For the overall, or for the majority of that, mileage might vary. I believe the majority of that will be just at the intersections and about 100 meters on every direction away, except from Haywood Lane to McCall, which is the exact limits of the Safe Streets for All grant that we're also working through. For that, it will be full coverage, no gaps at all for that entire portion, so that we can use that data to most effectively improve and do the Safe Streets project. So it's a little bit of both.
Thank you. I'm glad we're covering some mid-block. I think that's important.
All right, thanks. Any further questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Any not voting? Okay. 7 in favor, 0 against, and 0 not voting. Item number 2, RS 2025-1496, a resolution accepting a donation from B&A Woodland Oz Business LLC in the amount of $50,000 as contribution towards infrastructure improvements near 408 Woodland Street. Sponsors Cap, Toombs, and Evan Siegel. I see the sponsor here. He's not on the committee. Can I? All right, motion and second. I have a question, but is there any discussion? Okay. I'm just curious from the department what this money is going to be used as a contribution towards and how the amount was calculated.
Thank you, Chair. Matt Purvis again. So this is 408 Woodland, is that correct? So this is contribution towards the Greater Spokes project. For all of our contributions, the general rule of thumb we use is frontage to the right of way and how much that would generally, whatever the improvement would be, whether it's sidewalks or intersection improvements or anything like that. It's usually it's an actual calculation based on the frontage that they're occupying or based off the units they're adding. It kind of depends on what the actual project is. So the development team decided that $50,000 was appropriate towards the impact that they're bringing.
Sorry. Thanks. That's all. Any further questions from anybody? Okay, seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Oh, I'm sorry. We have a late-minute question from Councilmember Benedict.
Are we in the middle of the vote? Am I okay to ask a question? We're in the middle of the vote.
It's fine.
Thanks. I just wanted to follow up. Maybe I can get an answer later. I'm curious about the timeline for the Spokes project because I know people are really excited about it. It's a great way to get from District 7 all the way downtown.
Thank you, Councilmember. Mr. Purvis?
Thank you, Councilman and Chair. So the actual completion timeline has never changed. It's always been planned to be completed by 28-29. There were several iterations between what has where the funding source was going to come from. First question is whether China was going to pass. Second question is whether we were going to get our ATIP grant from the federal government. As of Friday, the grant has made it through the Secretary's office and is now at the Federal Highway Administration. So we're waiting to hear back from the Federal Highway Administration about next steps. And as upcoming this Friday, NEPA will be submitted for. So we're moving along with it. And I spoke to our project manager today about it. So.
All right. Thank you for that excellent question and excellent update. Glad to hear things are moving along. All right. I believe I had called for a vote, but I had not counted. So all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Any not voting? All right. 7 in favor, 0 against. So you're not voting. The next item on our agenda is item number 7, RS 2025-1501. I've already read the caption for this. Can I get a motion? All right. Is there any discussion?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a chair. A question. This is a participation agreement, which we do a lot of, and it helps us while somebody's digging up the road, upsize pipes that need to be upsized, which is good. And so my question is just, does this particular project on Artist Loft include an affordable component? Because sometimes we do that for artists. And if so, is it possible to waive some of these fees for affordable projects?
Do we have anybody from the water department here? All right, I see somebody, and I will turn it over to her.
Mary Peoples, Metro Water Services. I'm not sure what the answer to that question is. I would defer to the administration table for maybe some information that way.
Unknown.
Okay. The administration table is indicating it does not have an answer.
I'll just put in a plug then that we consider the possibility of waiving those fees for participation projects for things that do include an affordable component.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember. I see Councilmember Parker also would like to be recognized. Councilmember Parker.
Thank you for recognizing me, Chair. So this specific leg that is covered by this legislation is in District 3, but the project itself is in District 5. So I've been involved with the overall conversations about the infrastructure improvements that's necessary. Essentially, it's a pretty substantial upsizing that extends pretty far off the property. And the deal, I'm sure you read it, but the deal that's before us, I think, is a 50-50 split, as long as the overall cost doesn't exceed $3 million. So I'm very open to figuring out ways that we can reduce the burden of improved infrastructure, but like this is like a substantial project. Like this is a big piece of infrastructure, and I don't know that we have the resources financially at water to just move this to the front of the line without a contribution from the developer in this case. It's one of those cases where there's lots of units planned in the area, but it's kind of whoever wants to start building first has to upsize. And we have had extensive conversations about if there's a better approach to this, and I'm not aware of any that we could take.
Right. Thank you, Councilmember Allen. Anything further? Yeah, great. All in favor, please say aye. Any not voting? Any against? Okay. 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting to approve. The next item not on consent is item number 9, BL 2025-954, an ordinance amending Title 6 of the Metropolitan Code to amend the definition of entertainment transportation vehicles and to regulate the operation of seated sightseeing vehicles. Sponsors Coupin, Allen, Rutherford, and Stiles. Councilmember Coupin is here, so I will turn it over to him. Oh, maybe I'm going to turn it over to you. There you go.
Would like to move approval, please.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Councilmember Coopin.
I'd like to move the substitute, please.
All right, that has been moved and seconded as well.
So we've been hard at work on this piece of legislation for some time. I'm really proud of the efforts pulling this together. As I mentioned previously, since I took office and learned about party buses and sightseeing vehicles, I felt that they should be separated into two different categories. One is standing and drinking, and one is sitting and touring. So this bill does separate those two categories out. Additionally, there are a number of the touring vehicles or sightseeing vehicles that are also engaged in the business of transportation. They're transporting people in and out of downtown, whether it's to the Hall of Fame or the Ryman or other entities in that space. And so this legislation also creates a 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. rush hour permit for those vehicles. The substitute has a number of just little changes to it, one of which is defining that 4 to 6 permit has to operate on fixed routes approved by the director of the TLC and NDOT's chief engineer, and that they have to be transporting people from point to point. So it's not designed for people to be cruising around or just contributing to congestion, but really to offset that. And so got a lot of support for it. There was a couple of folks that were hesitant about it previously, which is why I deferred it. And I think we've at least addressed most of their concerns. And so I hope my colleagues support it. I think it's a good bill, and I'm excited to bring it forward.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. Does anybody have any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor? Sorry. Any against? Any not voting? Okay. 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting on the substitute. Okay. Any discussion on the substitute? Or on the bill as substituted? All right, seeing none, all in favor? Any opposed? Any not voting? All right, 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting as substituted. All right, the next item not on consent. Item number 15, an ordinance authorizing the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County to abandon existing public water main, fire hydrant assemblies and easements and to accept new public water main, fire hydrant assemblies and easements for property located at Brick Church Pike, unnumbered offsite of the project located at 2405 Monticello Drive, also known as Monticello Offsite. Sponsors Toombs, Gamble, Evans Eagle, and Horton. Can I get a motion? All right. And I believe we have an amendment to this as well. Oh, that's on 18. Okay. All right. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? Any opposed? Any not voting? All right. 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting. All right. And the last item, not on consent, is item number 18. BL 2025-1019, an ordinance accepting and appropriating public water system settlement funds from the 3M Company to the Metropolitan Department of Water and Sewer Services. Sponsors Toombs, Evans Eagle, and Allen. Can I get a motion? All right. This one does have a substitute. All right. Not a substitute, an amendment. Any discussion on the amendment? All in favor of the amendment? Any opposed? Any not voting? Okay, and then on the, all right, okay. Councilmember Allen, you have a question?
Yes, Madam Chair. So this is about PFAS, and this is money that we're getting from 3M, is my understanding that we might also get some from DuPont. Do we know how much that would be and when that might come? And will the two together cover the cost of the fancy new filters that we're going to have to use?
All right, let me get your mic on. I see somebody from the water department.
Yes, hi, Tara Ladd with Metro Water Services. We are getting a settlement from DuPont, but it's going to be substantially less. I'm thinking around $300,000 mark. We currently don't have programmed the filters that we think are, maybe will eventually be needed. But when we did an estimate of what will be needed for the GAC beds, they're called granular activated carbon filters. Say that 4 times fast. If you put that in both of our wastewater or both of our water treatment plants, the estimated cost would be somewhere around $250 million. So what we're getting now is obviously, to your question, council member, is not going to be enough to cover that when it's needed. Currently, it's not, because again, it's not detected in our drinking water.
Councilmember, anything further? Okay, I really appreciate y'all not putting that term in the caption of this bill. Any further questions? Okay, seeing none, all in favor as amended? Any opposed? Any not voting? Okay, actually 8 in favor, 0 against, 0 not voting, so we have another person who came in. Mike? Oh, all right. Take it all back. 7 in favor. All right. And then for announcements, just making sure that everybody knows that Council Member Ewing will be the vice chair of this committee. So please congratulate her. She's got a lot of great ideas and looking forward to working with her. And Councilmember Allen has thankfully, blessedly, all the words, agreed to remain in her position as committee of the sub-chair for solid waste while we get that department up and running. There is an almost incomprehensible amount of work that we need to do to really get that department stood up and deal with our waste going forward. So thank you both very much. All right, and with that, and no further announcements, we are adjourned.